Hi everyone, it's Monday morning and I've got quite a bit on today, so I thought I'd kind of do a bit of a day in the life. There's various stuff going on. I'm waiting for UPS to collect an Amazon box. I'm kind of starting my day. It's 10 a.m. No, it's not. It's 10:45. I've sort of done my usual admin routine, so gone on eBay, sent offers, checked messages, all that sort of stuff. Going to be packing later. Faye's out. She's out with her mum. She's actually at the auction. She's dropping some stuff off. Talk about that a little bit later on. And she's picking stuff up. So she'll be back later. We'll bump into her and see what she's got. No idea what she's bought from the auction. And we'll just wander around and see where the day takes us. When I'm waiting for UPS, I always have my Ring doorbell on so I can see if they come, if I'm just sitting in a particular room. And I was just watching this video, which is from last night. We ruined it for everyone, and it's Nick and Andrew talking about the video about how resellers, particularly YouTube, I think it was aimed at YouTube and car boot people, have sort of spoiled reselling. It's interesting. The video that they're talking about is interesting. I disagree with most of it, I've got to say. There's so much stuff out there. We're going to rag houses where it's piled high, bric-a-brac in big mountains, smashed to pieces. There's so much stuff everywhere. Yes, the odd little niche will get sort of exposed, discovered. Doesn't have to be YouTube that does that. But yeah, interesting discussion. I'm waiting for Sell the Unexpected Listing 5 Live to start. But he's not started. He keeps starting early. He used to start at 11. Let's see, maybe he's... No. He used to start at 11. He starting early. It's 10:48 and he's not on. So I've got to carry the iPad around me so I can tune in to Peter. So this is the FBA box that's got to go. It was meant to go on Thursday and UPS never arrived. So you get free collection from UPS for Amazon boxes. There's about 32 items in there. It's kind of toys, games, books, DVDs, you know, this sort of stuff that we sell on Amazon. Yeah, they were supposed to pick it up Thursday, but I think it was a agency driver, and I think half the time they just can't be bothered to come to the village. So they kind of, they mark that they've picked it up when they haven't. And I couldn't be bothered to rearrange it for Friday because I don't really like giving packages over, this isn't straight, over to UPS on a Friday, because I just know they're just sitting around in their, you know, depots or whatever for a couple of days. So yeah, hopefully I've raised the collection and hopefully they will actually turn up today. We got this huge haul the other day and I'm not sure which video is going to come out first, so I've got to put these boxes in the barn and I don't want to spoil the next video. So yeah, it's bad. Yeah, so the dining room is completely taken over at the moment, but yeah, I can't show too much of that because we've made a whole video about it. So the barn is a regular source of, can be frustration, because the moment I tidy it up, it just needs tidying again. Actually, it's not too bad at the moment. It's the boxes. We just get inundated with boxes, which is absolutely great. But, you know, it just means that I'll often tidy it up and then boxes arrive. And I've got to tidy it up again. We've got some orders to do in a little while. I'll probably try and do some before Faye gets here because I want to start packing. One of the questions we get asked the most by far is, how do I pack a picture of glass on it? How do I pack a mug? Well, I've got expensive breakables that I want to sell, but I'm worried about shipping them. Can you do a video? So I'm going to attempt today to do some of those videos in this video. And then I've got to just remember that this will be the video with the packing stuff in it. So when anyone in the future says, have you got a packing video? It's going to be this video. It's hard to remember because we've got packing in loads and loads of videos, but they're just scattered throughout. What are you eating, Snoopy? Snoopy, what are you eating? Found some cardboard. Okay, it's 11:03 now, and I still don't think he's gone live. No, 7 days ago. I'm going to be doing this all day, and this is a morning ritual. The dogs have their 11sies and they go through to to the field. Now this is the famous field. This is the field that over 170,000 people have seen in one of the scamming YouTube videos that we made. But we have a problem, which you've probably already noticed, and that problem is moles. For the first couple of years we lived here, we just didn't have this issue, and they just started turning up. So some people might not like this, but we got a mole man in, and he's called Duncan, and he's this retired guy who basically comes and sets traps and eradicates the issue, because this is an issue and there is really only one way to stop it, and that is to get rid of the moles. Last year I spent a whole day with probably this many molehills, just shoveling them into a wheelbarrow and tipping the soil over to the back there. Just had a notification on the Ring doorbell. Oh, I thought it was UPS. No, it was just a parcel. So as I was saying, he comes and he puts the traps in, and then he he comes back every few days. So he might come back today, and he charges £45 for the first mole he catches, and then £15 thereafter. Now he doesn't think there's that many moles, but there could be, so we don't really know how that might end up. But this was the first one to go. So the guy's called Duncan that does it. So Faye has named the one that was caught there PJ, and then we think over on the far right here, I haven't actually checked these today yet, it's the first time I've been in the field today. Yeah, so this one has definitely gone off. So we spotted that the other day, and Faye has named that one Tommy Robinson because he was over on the far right. It's not really reselling content this at the moment, is it? But there'll be plenty coming. They're just basically ripping up the field, and it's really bad for like rolling ankles and stuff, because they just literally excavate underneath. So yeah, hopefully soon, once I've cleared all this away, I'll film it again. Hopefully soon it'll all be gone. Be gone. Ha! And as if by magic, the mole man's here. In the kitchen, and the washing machine is on, so apologies for that, but look, 11:32 expected. Look, it's 11:35, but he's coming. And the mole man, he's left us. He pops us through the door. One trap fired, nothing caught. Visit again at the end of the week. Tommy Robinson on the far right. That trap that fired was empty. No Tommy Robinson yet. It's like the mole catching equivalent of accepting an offer and then them not paying, isn't it? But yes, good news. Let it go. Watch more of this video, it's very interesting. Right. Oh, he's live. There he is.
Apparently it come from a shop in Burnley. Yeah, what time do you call this? Well, there's always excuses, it's half term.
So I just brought the iPad outside into the barn. I was going to do some picking and packing, and the iPad froze because I guess it lost the internet, and looks like Peter's having a wee out his door. Yes, I'm picking some orders. I'm not going to show packing everything because it's not worth it. This is a little turtle hand. Turtle hand? What that means. Carved stone, grey marble, reptile, good luck, wealth, feng shui figurine. That's what Faye's called it. It cost 10 pence, and that's sold for £11.49. It's just gonna get wrapped in cardboard, bubble wrap, in a little box, and that'll be that for that one. Next up, we've got this vintage Johnson Brothers Summer Chintz open sugar bowl and 10-ounce creamer jug. It cost £3 a long time ago, May 24, and they have sold for £10.61. I think they came in a bundle. Talked about it before. Sold a teapot for 60 quid or something like that. Yeah, so for this one, I'm going to wrap these separately. I'll put a ring of bubble wrap round each one. I will most likely, for jugs, anything with a handle, I'll tend to use an empty roll. I'll pop a little bit of bubble wrap here, just because it's just poking out a little bit. So we'll just do a nice strip all the way around. And then I've started using clear wrap just to secure this. So it just means that the bubble wrap is pushed round over the sort of edges. There's no exposed surfaces. And I've been doing it with clear wrap because it's cheaper than using tape, basically, to do that. So that's that one. And then the jug, just pop that over the handle like that. So it just means that that's protected there now. Cure that with a bit of clear wrap. It's going to go in bubble wrap. Sometimes I wrap it in cardboard first. Sometimes I wrap it in bubble wrap first. And then again, just like the bowl. So those are secure. Now, a lot of people always say, you know, double box breakable. We don't double box everything at all. This is only a single wall Amazon box, but it will do. Everything that we use, film, tape, bubble wrap, everything is in the link of all of our videos. Now this sale is probably in the category of wasn't really worth selling. We've had these plates, it's 4 plates, they are Minton Bridal Veil. And we've had them since September 23. We've done sell similars on them and all that sort of stuff, but we have had these since September 23, and they cost £1.11 and they've sold for £8.79 all in. Now this is a bit of a problem when there's 2 of us working on the account, because these should be heavy post, because these are going to be well over 2 kg. However, I say it's a problem because, you know, I've had over a year to change the shipping to heavy post, but around Christmas and stuff we do sort of mess around with the postage, so this might have been one that was on heavy post and is no longer on heavy post anymore. So there will still be a bit of profit in it, but you know. And we had an interesting comment on one of our videos recently about this sort of thing. So I'll probably go into that in a little while in this video, read it out and give my comments. But for this, I'm not going to show the packing of this, but what I'll do is I'll split the plates into 2 lots of 2. I'll put cling wrap round each pair, nice and tight so they can't move. Then I'll put cardboard round each pair, and then bubble wrap round each pair, and then they'll go in a box. And for plates, that is more than enough adequate packaging. Oh, she's on her way with a haul. Right, well, the next sale is this vintage Wedgwood raspberry cane salad plate. Oven to table raspberries, fruit, 8.5 inches. This cost, oh, this was free, and this sold for £10.73. And again, I'm not going to show the wrapping of this plate. It's going to go in a single layer of cardboard, then bubble wrap, and then probably a box, or just straight in a bag. I think I said a single layer of cardboard. I didn't mean a single layer of cardboard. So I've got this strip, because we get all these boxes dropped off, which I break down, many of them, mainly if they're sort of single walled like this one. So I folded it over, and then that's going to wrap round. So in actual fact, it's got a fair bit. I'll centralise. I'll centralise that so it's not hanging out the side. Then it'll have bubble wrap around it. Next up, this is 2 separate orders, same customer, and they've asked for a postage reimbursement because they charge them £3.99 on each order, which is absolutely fine because I should be able to get these as a small parcel. So these 2 are vintage Arthur Wood old pewter sugar bowl creamer, iridescent blue gold hammered. So it's a jug and a bowl, and they cost £1.75. So they were from the tea room, so I better put the tea room thing up there, the tally that I've got going. They sold together for £21.49, and this teeny tiny little studio pottery vase, mini stoneware, blue speckle glazed toothpick holder, 5x4 centimeters. Obviously you could use that to hold whatever you want. They cost 3p, so that was from our little cupboard that we sourced from, and sold for £9.98. So total sale £31.47, but I'll do a £3.99 refund, so whatever that is, minus £4, so £27.48 or something like that, off of £1.78. And I'm going to pack these similar to the jug and the bowl earlier, so it'll be a layer round here, layer around here. I'll protect the handle most lightly, This will just have bubble wrap round and that'll all go in a box. That'll be nice and easy. Faye is back from the auction. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You okay?
Yeah, how did it go?
Good, thanks. Both in the bin?
Yeah, let's have a look. Ooh.
Not this. My B&M purchase.
Oh, cool. So we've got some art
Yeah.
and ooh,
Some trios.
right, because we need more cups and sauce.
Yeah. Maps and stuff.
Oh yeah, you got that one those by accident,
Yeah.
didn't you? You
£4.
yeah, you sort of clicked on it by accident when you were
Yeah.
watching the auction.
But I've sold maps before.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what's that in the boot? Oh, is
That's
it
the empty boxes from Mum.
Oh, cool. And drop the stuff off, all right?
Yeah, and guess what? So all the cars that the house clearance lady that Mum was putting in the auction have gone in the huge cabinet window.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He said, I'll put them in there, and we watched him put them in there for taking a picture.
Blimey. I mean,
He was really excited when we dropped him
Was
off.
he?
Yeah, he was really pleased.
okay. Well, we did check solds on them, didn't we?
Yeah.
On most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So next up are these vintage BHS Priory cereal bowls ×7, and they cost £2.99. They sold super quick, like in a day or something like that, really quick, for £34.99. Now I'm gonna split these into two, so one lot of 4, one lot of 3. I will clear wrap round nice and tight so that they can't move, and then I will wrap each one or each bundle in cardboard and then bubble wrap, and then they will go in a box. Here's a very timely sale. This is a vintage print. It's Tilehouse Street in Hitchin. Sold right before the meetup. A gold wooden frame, Hertfordshire. This cost 3p from the cupboard and sold for £23.98. And I'm going to show packaging this one because it's got a glass front. This is not a huge picture. It's like 30 centimeters, something like that. But how I deal with this picture would be basically how I deal with kind of all pictures with glass. But obviously bigger ones, you know, just need like a little bit more attention. But I'll show you how I pack this, because this is a question that we get a lot. The light is beaming in, but you should be able to see what I'm doing. So we've got a glass front, so I need to protect that. I've got various options. I have a load of these are from bubble wrap, and I think what I'm going to do in this case is cut this down. Now it doesn't matter if you don't have these, that you could do this with cardboard, you could do whatever you like. So I've just cut 2 short lengths of bubble wrap, and all I'm going to do is feed that through, same with the other one, and that gives just a really nice cushion. Sometimes I just fold bubble wrap up, just fold it up into like a rectangle the same size, a wad of bubble wrap, so probably 6, 8, 10 layers, something like that. But in this case I'm just going to do this, so I'm just basically creating my own cushioning. I'm using the clear wrap just to secure that in place, and what we've got there is just really nice protection against that glass. Now I'm going to wrap that in cardboard. Just going to cut down the ends and then just fold those over. Couple of layers of bubble wrap round there. I'm not really putting the bubble wrap round to give it extra protection. I mean, obviously a little bit, but really it's just to create a bit of a layer over the cardboard to stop that from pushing through the bag that I'm going to put it in. There we go. Got a few more orders to do. We've got some vintage orders and what have you, but I'm going to do those off camera. But hopefully that gives you some sort of good insight into how we pack our breakables. I wouldn't really say there's a right or a wrong way. You've just got to think about the journey that the parcel's going to make and do your best. And I definitely wouldn't let packaging put you off selling it in that category, either art or breakables or whatever. I won't say that we haven't had damages, because we have, but they definitely don't put us off selling these items. I found Peter's O from just showed in a previous video needs it for Scrabble Deluxe set. I wasn't sure if it was exactly the right one, but we're going to go with it. Pop that in there for him, and I've got to stalk him on eBay to get his address. I know I've got it somewhere because we've sent each other stuff before, and hopefully Peter will make some money out of that completed set. Hello, UPS.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I need to move my dog. Thank you. Back, Snips.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
All right.
Thanks a
Take
lot.
care.
Bye. Okay, go back in. Go back in. They're gone. They're gone. We've had a delivery. Boxes for the neighbours, and just in time as well. You know, one thing I would say about selling breakables is it makes life a whole lot easier when you've got boxes. We used to buy them from Kite Packaging, but we then put messages out on the local Facebook group. Faye sort of puts it out about once a month just to remind people, and now we've got a constant flow of regulars bringing us their boxes and bubble wrap and paper and all sorts of stuff that we get. And if the boxes are no good, we just flatten them and use them for void fill, but it just makes the whole thing less daunting. So if you can get a good supply of boxes coming in, it'll give you extra confidence to sell harder to package items. Yeah, we can do one more. I'm gonna do this teapot. I like using these a lot. It's very important to take the lid off and pack it separately. One of the most important things about breakables is making sure that you split up parts that can move, because those are the parts that will get damaged, and particularly with lids. I'm just gonna pop this empty tape roll over to protect the top. That'll get packed separately, and then we're just gonna roll that up, and then I'm gonna use the clear tape, the clear wrap to secure that in, so no edges, and then that's just the tape, and we've got that part protected there. So the teapot, as before, I'm gonna use tape, either there, empty tape I mean, with a bit of bubble wrap over there, just protecting the protrusion. And then this spout I need to protect, so I'm going to do that with cardboard, because I actually at the moment I don't think I've got any empty tape rolls. I might have, but I'm not going to mess around looking for those. Quite thick. I'm going to pop that over there for now, using the clear wrap to hold that in place. A bubble wrap around here. Remember, if you're buying bubble wrap, get it from Shot Packaging. We put the link in the description of many of our videos. If you go to Shot Packaging, and you can use our code M2RQ4 up until I think it's end of May or end of June 2025. It's M2RQ4. That'll get you 20% off, and also what it means is you're getting what you pay for, because if you're buying it from Amazon, as we've proved in videos previously, you are not getting what you pay for. Now, due to the size of teapots, I'm generally going to accept that this is going to go as a medium parcel. 16 centimeters is kind of the limit for small parcel, and this is, you know, it doesn't give me much to play with at all, so I'm not going to risk that at all. So this box is nice for it, and I've still got my lid. I'm just going to go for a bit of general sort of void fill, and I'll tend to kind of throw in anything I can find when it comes to something like this, because I've got plenty of room in the box, but I really want to make sure I've got, you know, plenty of protection. Do nicely. There we go. I'll just slot that in a bag, and that's done. Have you ever seen anything as crazy as this? This is Faye's advent calendar. I think she got to number 12 or 13. And it goes out of date on the 31st of March. At the rate she's going, she's still going to be eating it into June. Approaching the end of the day, 4:40, and I'm just on the way to the post office to drop off the parcels. I've got some everyone's to do, but I can't take those to our local locker because our local locker, which is at Morrison's, is always full. So I'm gonna take them to football with me, and on the way there are 3 lockers. And I think I saw someone mention that you can get like the InPost app and it shows you what's available in different lockers, so I'm gonna have to check that out, because honestly the thing with Vinted is that everyone chooses every, and it's really not if you've watched the channel for a while you'll know that we don't rate every at all, but you know, the customer chooses on Vinted, don't they? So we don't really have a choice. I take the post every day, and without fail that every parcel always kind of trip me up. I end up having to take them. Last week we had one that I couldn't drop off for 3 days. I know I can go to shops and stuff, but it's just not convenient. One of the only shop near us closes at 4 o'clock, and it's usually around this time, 5 o'clock, that I'm taking the post. Anyway, so I thought whilst I'm driving to the post office, I mentioned earlier about a comment on a YouTube video recently, and it was a Faye's haul video, and the comment's very interesting, and it says, "Hi, great video. It would be interesting to hear what level of eBay shop you have. Also, considering approximately 12p per listing per month, do you think or consider about if an item is worth listing, especially if it takes 1+ year to sell or longer?" So I'll just do that first bit. Well, so yeah, we usually have the middle size shop, which is I think including VAT it's like £90 a month. If our listings go lower, because we're usually over 800 listings, between 800 and 900 listings, if our listings drop significantly, then we'd downgrade to the basic shop and then pay the insertion fees for the extra listings. Items that take 1 year to sell, when we're listing stuff, we don't consider how long it might take to sell, because we're buying job lots and we're just listing everything. So at the time we don't know, and it's usually the things that surprise you most that sell first. So, and then considering cost, price, fees, time taken to process and pack. So yeah, cost price obviously is a factor for many. We try and buy things for pence. So cost price, almost, you know, you're almost thinking as if there isn't really a cost price, because it's, you know, can be so minimal. But fees, you know, standard 10.9 plus VAT, time taken to process and pack. Yeah, so again, that's kind of something that sort of comes up when I'm doing it. So for me, the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is that we used to do free postage on everything. Those days for us are gone. We now try to assign with mainly 2 postage rules. Well, we have 3. We have free shipping, which we use a little bit, but we have £3.99 postage, which is basically like Royal Mail 48 minus the fees. So it costs £3.39. If you charge the customer £3.99 after you've paid the eBay fees on that and the transaction fee, then that's covered. And we also have a £6.95 one, so that covers kind of medium parcels with Royal Mail. If we're listing something huge or much bigger, then we'll make a custom shipping template for that. In terms of like how long something takes to pack and everything else, yeah, it's quite often when I'll be packing something and I'll be thinking, you know, there wasn't much money in this, but at the end of the day, my time is my job, and really I look at the bigger picture. So I look at everything as an average. So if we have £300 worth of sales in a day, and half of those items sold for low value and half of them for higher value, and some of them take longer to pack than others, I don't really get too hung up on that, because I just look at it as the average for the day. And when we're listing stuff, we don't really know whether something's going to sell straight away or whether it's going to take longer, and if it takes longer, it's probably dropped into a sale, or the price has been significantly reduced. So the way we think about the shop fee is it's just a fixed fee every month. Call it a marketing fee, however you want to sort of justify it itself, but whether we're paying the £92 one or the £30 one plus VAT, it's a fixed fee that's there. Obviously we try to make sure that throughout the month, you know, all the business that we've done justifies having that shop fee, but overall we don't really worry too much about that because our sales are, you know, significant enough for us not to really worry about that small detail. But I do understand the point, because we could cull anything that's been listed for sort of over 6 months or over a year, pay half in shop fees, and save a bit of money there. But you know, sometimes still we'll sell things a year old for £20. So yes, we might have paid 10 months of 12 pence listing fees, is what it is, isn't it? 11.5p I think, or something like that, on 800 items for the £92. So if we've paid £1 an item over 10 or 12 months, £1.20 or whatever, not really too bothered. We do try to delist stuff and donate stuff that are aged, but someone waving at me that I've got no idea who it is. Yeah, so we do try and delist stuff that has been sitting around and redonate it and put it in auction. So we kind of do tend to do that sort of every 6 months to a year, something like that. So stuff does get cleared through. But ultimately we want our focus to be on listing and sourcing and all of the rest of it. But it's a really interesting point. So the person that wrote this said, "This is something I juggle with myself and often find lower end items end up in the enormous death pile that never gets sorted." Yeah, that's the thing, you see, because we just list everything. So we don't really, we do have items that hang around a little bit, but if they're items that we haven't got to, it's not because we know the value of them. It's not because we haven't got around to them, because we know they're lower value items. We just physically haven't got to that item. When I use therapy, you can see a sell-through rate of 0 or 1 item over 3 years. It further demotivates. Yeah, if we look up a particular item, and not many, you know, it's not a huge amount of our items where you can look up sold. Yeah, you might be able to for the brand, the maker, whatever, the artist, whatever it might be. But if there was like 300 available and 0 sold, we probably wouldn't list that item by that brand or by that maker. But we do know that we do sell stuff that other people struggle to sell. So, and that, I think that really is just down to the strength of the listings and the photos. Possibly a reflection of why eBay charge business sellers to list items. It seems such an antiquated approach to e-commerce, left over from server cost hosting. Anything worth mentioning? It's definitely like listing fees and stuff are old school, I suppose. Like, you know, people doing free listings now on certain websites and stuff. So I think, you know, the days are numbered. It's not going to be long, and I said this a couple of years ago, it's not going to be long before these platforms need to do anything they can to attract their sellers, and charging them to list on their platform will be something that I don't think it's going to be long before they just scrap the whole idea, because they're going to need their sellers coming to their platform. And obviously they've already done that with personal sellers on eBay, and Vinted have done it. This isn't a criticism of any sort, but thoughts discussed, consider, long time watcher, thanks. Yeah, no criticism taken. Like our model is quite different to many others. Our cost price are super low. We buy blind a lot of the time. Obviously we still do charity shops and tabletop sales and all that, but when you're buying from auction, sometimes we've never viewed the stuff before we buy it. We take a gamble, we try and get the value out of that job lot and move on. Other people, you know, are really concerned about sell-through rates, or really concerned about targeting particular clothing brands or whatever it might be. But you know, we're just a bit of a different model to that. And I think however you make it work for you, you know, you've raised some concerns about how you view your own listing practices and stuff, and you've just got to make it work for yourself. But thank you very much for the question comment. So I realised I said I was going to drive to the post office and talk, but I've not gone anywhere other than moving out the way for a tractor. So I'm going to wrap the video up here, and off I go to the post office before it closes. The reason that I'm pulled up is I've just been to get some logs for our log burner, because it's like, well, it's 3.5 now. It was 0 earlier today. I've got football 2 nights a week and Faye gets cold, so I have to make sure I've built a nice fire for her and she's all sorted. Thanks for watching the video. Give it a thumbs up. Let us know if you like this sort of day in the life style. Faye was out for most of it, so that's why she's not really appeared too much, but she'll be back very soon. So will I. See you in the next one. Bye for now.